Now your third point of contact for that appointment request is through your Navex point of sale system. And if you are receiving these or not receiving these, you can turn it on, turn it off. If you go to the bottom right corner on that terminal and you find the Navex POS alerts, or the little red and black circle, you right click on that and you select preferences. You pull up preferences, it pops up with this little box. You uncheck that box, you don't get the notifications on that terminal. You do check, yeah, don't forget to turn it back on. Actively working with the customer, turn it off, turn it back on when you're done with that customer. All right. In addition, you can also do this per terminal. So there's some stores that have one person responsible for all their online appointments, and so only their terminal receives these. So you have that option. You can also slide it down to the bottom, and then just don't forget to slide it back up, right? Otherwise they collect, right? Okay? So you can also hit these three buttons right here. That's really what we have to do, right? We hit these three little dots, and it takes us to the next screen. Now I know this is where some of the issues come in with some of your systems, right? Now once again, if you are having technical issues with this, make sure you're in contact with Navex to help solve those problems. I know you're going to be on hold for like 8 hours, but if they don't know about the problems, they can't fix the problems. Right? So if you have a technical problem with Navex, make sure you let them know about it. Otherwise, it will never be fixed. All right, so you hit the three buttons. You can also hit the back button to go back to this screen if you so choose. Some people do use that. If they have multiple appointments listed and they want to see which appointment is requesting what and kind of prioritize it. All right, so when you hit accept, then it should auto-populate, right? And this is where Jason's issue came in, of it not loading, or you have like 50,000 Smiths listed in there, right? So it should auto-populate both customer and vehicle. If it doesn't auto-populate, there is a search box in the top. So you type in their last name, do a comma, type in their first name. Should help you identify a little bit quicker of what there is, of the customers, and narrow it down a little bit more for you. Of course, if you have John Smith keep coming in, then that's a little more complicated, right? But you do have that search feature, but it should narrow it down a little bit. It'll get rid of the Karen Smiths and the Jody Smiths, and right? Also, your vehicle should then match up as well. Now, how many of you guys have the issue of stock? You don't have the tire that they requested, like that LCR, right? You don't have an LCR in your store. So if you don't have it, this section on the right-hand side will let you know, hey, you don't have this tire. You don't have this product available for the customer. Now, if it says sold out, that means your quantity on hand is 0. That part number is loaded in your point of sale system, but the quantity on hand is 0. If it says not stocked, that means it doesn't exist in your inventory, and it's going to be an outside purchase. Now, this is the first time that the system notifies you don't have the product. All right. So you can also add new customers and new vehicles. So if it's a new customer, you click on new customer, and boom, it will auto-populate all that consumer's information for you. You don't have to click the buttons and type the names and all that. It does it for you. How cool is that?
Super cool.
Super cool. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. It'll also auto-load your vehicle information when working properly. Once again, if you have IT issues, notify Navex so they can fix your problem. You can also change the date and time. When you click on that date and time, the little blue date and time, you can select a new date and time for that appointment. If you select a new date and time here, it will not notify the customer. So what should you do? Call the customer, exactly. Let's give that customer a phone call. Let's talk to them. Let's start building that relationship with them and see if we can arrange it for a time that works best for everybody. Once you go through all that, it then shows up. Anybody have the issue of you're going through all that and then all of a sudden that disappears? Yeah, it happens, right? Yeah, right? So Click on scheduled and then just make sure the all button is clicked.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so go to your schedule tab, make sure the all button is checked so that you can see all of them because they don't always request for today. So make sure you click all of them. This bottom section here gives you all the notes and details that they punched in online. It gives your point of sale system those same notes. You can check this little box here and give the preview, print, or cancel button so you can actually have it in hard copy in front of you. When you double click on that appointment, if it is a tire request, you don't have to go into the tire lookup and then type in the size and then try and find the tire that they're requesting. It will automatically pull up your tire package. So all you have to do is click tire package and it puts it on your estimate for you. Now in this top left-hand section, you still have those detailed notes. And so from those detailed notes, you can make sure, hey, I got the oil change they've requested and then the alignment and everything that they requested online, I got it on my work order. And then here's point of contact number 2 for if you don't have the product. It pops up with a little window saying, hey, this is a non-stock product and outside purchase may be required. In which case, what do we do?
Call the customer.
Call the customer, exactly. All right? And then you just click Save as Estimate, Save as Quote. If you want to get rid of this box, these 3 buttons here gives you a print preview, hide it, or close it out. That way it gets it off your screen here so you can deal with the actual estimate. Once you click Save as Quote, Save as Estimate, now you got a repair order number, you got a status, you got a salesman assigned to it, everything's good to go. Then when that customer shows up, highlight which one it is, click to move to open repairs, and it's just like any other estimate you have in your open repairs. Short, simple, sweet, and easy. Now once you guys start doing appointments and accepting appointments, whether it's online or telephone or whatever, when you click on the schedule button up there, select the day, it pulls up a scheduler. Now the cool thing about this scheduler is all of these different columns here, you can label to whatever you want them to be. Right? This one has LOF and tires 2, mechanical and alignments, and then basic 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can label these to your individual mechanics or alignment tech. You can put their name in there. And imagine this from a mechanic's point of view. He comes in the morning, he clocks in, he clicks on that schedule button for today, and now he sees all of his work assigned for today. How valuable could that be for your mechanics? That'd be pretty phenomenal, right? I'm sure they love knowing what they're going to do during the day. Instead of you just yelling at them, hey, get this done, get this done, get this done, right? Another cool thing that you can do with these is you can actually split these boxes into separate items. So if it's coming in for an oil change in tires and an alignment, you can split it into 3 pieces and you can set a scheduled time for their oil change here and a scheduled time for their tires and then a scheduled time for their alignment.